Welcome back to Tom Dave's Live. Today we have Debra Sabatino. Debra, how are you today?
Great. How are you doing, Tom?
Oh, doing great. I'm so glad we could connect. And if you don't mind, if you could please share with our viewers, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, where do you start, right? When you get this old. Let me tell you a little bit myself. I'm actually originally from Canada and grew up in Southern Ontario. Went off and went to Bible college and went through as a vocal major, so singing, performing, and was able to actually tour across Canada and the U.S. as a singer for a couple of years. So that was amazing. Absolute phenomenal experience meeting people along the way. After that, got married and had a couple kids, and went through the normal. Hey, life hits you, and ended up down in Oregon, married to a West Virginian, and with that, ended up with 5 kids, all in their 20s, and so we have quite the household. Um, that was kind of the moment for me that I said, what am I going to do when I grow up? I had been in nonprofit as a director of development, helping other organizations to raise money and business development and that. I had worked in the government, helping people with career placement. And I always had loved real estate, loved it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I finally made the decision to bite the bullet and start my real estate licensing. Quite a story behind that. Lots of fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, man, what an amazing background. Touring across Canada as a singer. Let's share a little bit about some of those experiences. I'm sure you have a few. Do you mind imparting some experiences with us?
Absolutely. It's when you're singing and you're meeting people, it's quite something to stand on the stage and present yourself to them, present your song, the songs that you've spent so much time and the stories behind those songs, right? So what happens is you find out in that audience that there's people that are just connecting with you. And you can see it. You can see it in their eyes, you can see it in their mannerisms, and that's the moment when the song actually becomes alive to you as a performer. And you become almost like singing to them. And so when you're traveling from, say, British Columbia to Alberta to Ontario to Prince Edward Island, the cultures are all different, right? They've all come from different places. And so their experiences relate to the songs that you're singing. So when you're there, you're really helping somebody else in their journey and their life. And that's a moment in time when you get to connect with them face to face on that stage. Maybe there's, 1,000, maybe there's 5,000 people, but you're actually connecting with somebody in that moment. It's an incredible experience. It really is.
Wow, that is an incredible experience. So, well, let's hear. Tell us. You sound busy. What do you do with your spare time? What do you do for fun?
For fun. Let's see. I actually attend a great church here where Dr. John C. Maxwell is part of. I teach divorce care with my husband there, with groups and helping people to journey through, a tough time to the other side, getting them to the other side. I work with Fusion Growth Partners as a partnership executive with Fusion Growth Partners, and loving that position. And I also do real estate full time. I have 5 kids in their 20s. 2 of them are married, and a new, well, she's not newborn anymore, 7-month-old granddaughter, and 2 other granddaughters, 4 and 5. So I keep pretty busy. We love to cook. We love adventure and travel. So we're here in Florida. We're in Wellington, Florida, Palm Beach County. So of course, there's lots to do over here. And that's what we do in our spare time. We just have a great time in life, just enjoying life, looking up and taking a look at those palm trees and going, life's pretty good, living the dream. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and I just love the fact that you love others, you love the Lord, and you share that love with others. And you brought that into real estate. And I'd love for you to unpack just a little bit more about your real estate journey. What inspired you getting into real estate? And then what companies that you've worked for and what markets that you serve?
Absolutely. So getting into real estate is kind of funny. That kind of started when I was about 5 years old. I used to take graph paper and I would cut out couches and everything, and I would rearrange the furniture on graph paper, and then I would rearrange my room like every month, all the time. I always wanted to paint. I always wanted to do that. So when I got married, I used to take a Tim Hortons coffee and I would go to all the open houses and pretend I was buying a home. just so I could go into them and see the houses. And then I got into flipping homes. I would purchase a home, I would do all the work, get it flipped out in 6 to 8 months. And so when I went into Oregon, I would always negotiate homes. I always had a friend that was a realtor. I would just use her to do my contracts. And so it's kind of a funny story because she'd go, "Why aren't you in real estate?" And I'm like, "I've got you. I'm good. I just want to do the fun part of it." So when I ended up in the States, I had negotiated that house, and it was that realtor who came, Bill Hefner, he came and knocked on my door and said, "Who are you?" Because I had negotiated a really good deal for us. And he was with Premier Property Group. So I ended up with Premier Property Group in Lake Oswego, which was with Steve and Jamie Alves. And so I knew them. And I went through Premier Property Group, got my luxury, certifications that I wanted, ended up with Sotheby's. And during my time in Sotheby's, that was during COVID, I ended up getting offered a position with WFG Underwriting as a sales rep. And they said, "Would you go to Florida?" And I'm like, absolutely. Who wouldn't go to Florida? Ended up here in Florida with WFG, and then a title agency, a large one, actually then headhunted me to come work for them. So then I was doing title sales to all the luxury brokers here in South Florida. So I ended up meeting a lot of the Sotheby's agents here. And when Steve and Jamie made the move to EXP, I had known others, but if Steve and Jamie are making the move, there's a reason I need to take a look at that. So I actually was doing my work, and Jamie had reached out to me, and I said, "You know what? This is a no-brainer. I need to move my license to EXP because this is where I'm going to be able to build the business, not just for myself, but for others that are looking to be with a company that supports them and takes care of them, but also they have that opportunity still to do the luxury because that's important to luxury agents." So I ended up with EXP, and I'm very happy.
Well, we're very happy and honored to have you partner with us. And
Yeah.
so maybe you could share with our viewers, what markets do you serve? And do you have any preferred clients that you work with?
I do. So preferred clients can't really say that, who they are, but we're really blessed here in Florida, especially in my area in Palm Beach County. You meet a
Okay.
lot of the NHL players, NFL, the golfers and stuff. They're all here where I live. The majority live about 20 minutes from me. So that's an incredible blessing. In terms of my markets, I work all of South Florida area. So really Palm Beach County is my key area. So it's the Delray Beach, the Boca Raton, where everybody wants to live, especially the Canadians. You've got the West Palm Beach, which is the new South Wall Street, right? Yeah, and that takes you up to Jupiter, which is, you want to go fishing, you want to be in Jupiter, Stewart. And Vero Beach is the Southampton of Florida. So that's kind of my area. I also am able to work in Oregon area still. So I still work with Lake Oswego area and Westland also. So my license hangs in both Florida and in Oregon. So I love it.
Wow. Coast to coast. I love it.
Canada. I can help you wherever you want to be.
Canada. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Well, and I know you touched on it a little bit, but again, we're honored that you partnered with us at eXp Realty. So, and you could have joined any brokerage with your capability, experience, and with your dedication. What inspired you to join eXp Realty?
I think when you really take a look at what they're offering, everything changed over COVID. You didn't need to have brick and mortar. You didn't need to go into an office, and everybody realized that. So for me, it was more, what were they offering in terms of the support to a realtor, in terms of marketing, in terms of support, technical support. Training wasn't huge to me. So I took a look at how the company had grown, how they supported in the training so that you could get on board trainings every week if you wanted. I loved the fact that you could, within 5 minutes, get to somebody to ask a question about a contract. That was amazing to me. But on top of that is that you got to build almost like a side business. You were able to, while you're helping others, find their place in real estate where they belong, you're able to build that second, I call it that passive income that is kind of building out your retirement plan. And I think a lot of realtors, what I have noticed, there's a lot of realtors really struggle and they don't have a retirement plan. They hit that 70, 75 years of age, and they are still having to work because they have nothing put away. So for me, that was really key. It's why I chose EXP, to be honest. I was like, this is an opportunity for to build and help others, because I love doing that, but also that I was able to take care of my future and my family's future. So that was important to me.
Well, that's so true. I mean, you really don't go to very many real estate agent retirement parties. And I believe that our residual income should exceed our monthly expenses and overhead to get out of the rat race. And eXp Realty has really provided what our founder, Glenn Sanford, his vision is to provide an opportunity for real estate agents to retire with dignity. And plus, we're having so much fun as well. So I just love it. Well, Debra, if anyone wants to reach out and if someone wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way?
I'm always on my phone, just like anyone else. Text me, 561-400-3537, or shoot me an email, Debra.frenchsabatino @eXp Realty, or connect with me on any of the social media platforms. I'm always on my phone, always available, and would love to chat and let's connect.
Awesome. Well, I'm blessed to connect with you and to partner with you at eXp Realty. We're super excited. So if any of you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Debra at her number 561-400-3537, or reach out to me. We would just love to serve. So thanks so much, Debra. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.